Good morning, YouTube. Louie here with the best silver gold deals of Saturday, April 12th, 2025. Let's see what happened yesterday. By the close of the day, we had gold up $60 to $3,236 and silver up $1.08 to 32.24. In the futures market, we are at 32.19, so futures still tracking spot price, although a little teeny bit below, meaning that people think that silver will still be worth $32 in May when they're buying those futures. The gold-silver ratio couldn't stick above 100, and it is at, well, actually, it did stick above 100, right down to 100.239. All right, and before I get on to the 10-year yield, welcome new members, new subscribers. Thank you all for joining me. Thumbs up if you don't mind, and we're looking at the best deals anywhere I can find them. Sponsored by No Bullion Dealers. Let's get going. All right, on the 10-year, now this is where I may have been wrong. I thought the 10-year was topping at about 4.4. It has spiked back up to 4.5. What I hear is happening in the market, just rumor as far as I'm concerned, is foreign countries like Canada and China, etc., are selling mortgage-backed securities, spiking up the market. The spreads on the 10-year bond versus junk bonds are widening. So there is distress in the bond market, and I don't know if this will subside or not, but it is not consistent with us potentially moving into recession. So we'll have to see. I do think these rates will come down, but right now there is kind of a sell-off in the bond market, if you will. And higher rates are usually not good for gold and somewhat irrelevant to silver, in my opinion. Higher rates often bring a higher dollar. Nonetheless, the dollar has been dropping, which is very good for commodities since commodities are priced in dollars. So here we have a divergence in the market, and the dollar at 99.78 indicates people are leaving the United States for greener pastures. Are there greener pastures? No, I don't think there are. I think we are still the world reserve currency. I still think that foreign governments still need to have dollars to transact internationally. So you may want to watch the milkshake guy, Brent Johnson, to know more about that. But right now, the world is ticked off at us, and they're selling our dollars, and that is usually good for commodities. I showed you yesterday what the price of silver was in a euro, basically, 50 bucks, going back to the old days in US dollars. So, the silver is ready to break out here, in my opinion. Gold, as you know, is on a run. Why is gold on a run? Well, you could say instability in the market, loss of confidence in the US dollar. You could say Basel requirements coming into play. You could say a lot of things, and they are all positive. I think something that's happening here is that we are about to revalue our gold as Washington monetizes its assets, and gold currently being priced, I don't know, around 40 bucks or something. The higher the gold price, the higher the revaluation when we get around to revaluing it to spot. I don't think it'll be revalued anything higher than that. That would just create turmoil in the world. But when they revalue gold in Fort Knox, that could knock $1 trillion off of the federal deficit. So why wouldn't they let it run a little bit here? Why wouldn't they let it run to 3,500, to 4,000, to 4,500? The average American doesn't have any gold, doesn't even know what gold looks like. So I think gold could go much higher here. And I think that benefits the deficit by just a little bit when they revalue gold. That is all just my opinion, not based on fact at all. Okay, that falling dollar has helped copper, which crashed precipitously last week, or was it the week before? And, was well over 5 and moving higher, and then pushed back down towards 4. Of course, commodities running, gold running, and the market selling off is good news for gold and silver. And you're seeing silver start to catch up, in my opinion. That's why we're going to be watching that GSR. That's why I'll be interviewing Karl Yashenka tomorrow. Interview may not post until a later time, though. So, yeah, we'll talk about the GSR coming up, especially for you new guys. All right, let's keep going before we get. Wait, what was I here? I didn't want that. I wanted the economic calendar, and I keep missing it. Hold on one second. Okay, next week on Monday, we've got Fed Head Speaker. Tuesday, import prices, Empire State Manufacturing Survey. That'll be interesting to see what manufacturers are saying, and that will be impacted by the tariffs. As you saw yesterday, PMI was far below estimates, and the day before, CPI was far below estimates. Looking backwards, inflation is coming down. We may even move into disinflation. Well, I guess that is disinflation or deflation at some point, depending on how severely the economy reacts here and whether recession is in the cards. If you think depression is in the cards, well, that's kind of a one-off. I'm not going to go that far. But keep in mind also that if recession depresses things, often recessions don't last all that long, and there are going to be some tremendous opportunities here for both stackers and stock investors coming up. So it's a good time to keep your wits about you. That was Tuesday, Empire State Manufacturing. Wednesday, retail sales, capacity utilization, home builder confidence. Boy, those mortgage rates spiking back up. That is just going to kill the home builders. And they're already offering some of the greatest concessions they've ever offered. You know how that goes. They list a house for $1 million, and the market value drops to $900,000, and they wind up giving $100,000 in concessions. New landscaping, buy down your interest rate for a couple of years. But anyway, I'm very concerned about the real estate market here with the higher rates. Hopefully the higher rates are a temporary thing. We are not in hyperinflation. The Fed has not started printing again. It is essential that the long rates come down to our government. It's essential that they cut spending. And they want those long rates down, and I think you're going to see the short rates and the long rates drop in the short term, but we'll have to see how that plays out. All right, on Thursday, initial jobless claims, housing starts, building permits, etc. And there you go. So a little bit of news coming out next week to keep your eye on. Before we get on to the deals of the day, we'll try to find the best deal for you if you are buying. And let's see, what is the question of the day? This is pretty easy, and this is for you silver collectors out there, silver stackers. When you buy 1 ounce rounds, and I'm only talking about 1 ounce rounds, what do you buy? And your choices are something like the ubiquitous Buffalo, always recognized at the coin shop. You may buy something like a collector round, something not too much over spot. Maybe like the Pandemonium round for the Zombuk series. Or you may like something a little one-off that's pretty, like the Aztec round. Or does it not matter to you? So the question, when you buy rounds, what do you buy? Just the cheapest you can find, or do you have a specific preference? Are you willing to pay up a little bit for that? What's your favorite? Let everybody know. Let's get on to the deals of the day. And everything is more expensive. I see gold premiums, I think, sneaking up a little bit here as well. Before we get on to the deals, one more note, and this may change your life. You're welcome if you take this advice and it works for you, because it's something that I wish I had done during the last 3 gigantic market crashes that I've lived through. And that is, number one, file your taxes. Don't forget to do that. But I put in here, prepare to convert to a Roth. If you have money in an IRA in the stock market, or you have access to a Roth within your employer, and this stock market takes a 30, 40, 50% hit, which it very well could, be sure to convert your traditional IRAs into a Roth IRA when the markets are, in your opinion, nearing a bottom. You can literally double or triple your returns, your tax-free returns, over time by doing this. I have thought about this in retrospect every time there's been a significant market crash, And if you have $1 million in the stock market in your traditional IRA, and that drops to a $500,000, God forbid, that is the time to take your medicine and convert it to a Roth. When the market recuperates, if it ever does, and then starts going up from there, you will have tax-free distributions for the rest of your life. So those of you with money and money in the markets, do put that somewhere on a tickler and consider Roth conversions as this market craters. And I think it will crater. You got another chance to get out here at around 5,400 on the S&P. Your last chance was 5,500, I think. Before that, it was 5,800. We're gonna keep bouncing to lower highs, in my opinion, but I don't know. Okay, that is a little community public service. Take advice from an old guy who wishes he had done that in the 3 market crashes that I have lived through. All right, we've got 1 gram gold, crazy high prices here, 119 over at Summit Metals, and keep in mind that's the best price I can find anywhere on the internet. A 1/10 gold eagle is 351 at Summit Metals. I'm not sure how much gold I want to do. I don't think you guys are buying gold today. If you are, I'd consider the Krugerrand, quarter-ounce Krugerrand, 856 at Summit Metals. We may find cheaper prices on eBay as well. A $5 commemorative is a 0.24 ounce of gold. It's 804 at Golden Eagle. Not a terrible price. If you want to do a half-ounce gold eagle, 1,678 at Summit Metals. And let's move on to half-ounce Krugerrand, 1,686 at Summit Metals. For some reason, the maples are getting more expensive. Let's do a 1-ounce gold eagle, and those are at Walmart, 3,382. If you have a 3% PayPal, if you have a PayPal account and a 3% PayPal credit card, you can knock 3% off that price. You'd be at about 32.82. That's just so high, but you know it's spot that's high. The premiums are a whole different matter. If you want a 1-ounce maple, you can get that for 3,315 at Summit Metals. If you want a Walmart maple, that is 3,352, about 3,252 if you get 3% off and they don't falsely charge you sales tax, and they will probably try. That's why I don't care for Walmart. A 1-ounce Britannia is 3,314 at Monument Metals. We've got a 1-ounce Krugerrand, a good alternative to everything, 3,266 at Bullion Exchanges. And gold is gold. It is sovereign gold, not pure gold, but nothing wrong with that choice. A 20 franc for my friend Silver Hair Stacker, who has supplemented his retirement considerably by buying 20 francs, and those are 618 at Provident Metals. You know, if you're on a pension and you got money left over, put the excess money into 20 francs and just let it grow, and that's what it's been doing here. Okay, a 1-ounce gold in assay can be had for 3,297 at Pimbex. A Walmart gold in assay is 3,000, whoa, look at these prices. 3,338, about 3,238 if you have that 3% and you don't get stung with sales tax. A Platinum Eagle's about 1150, a Platinum Coin's about 1050, and I'll skip the rest. Okay, and you can always buy platinum instead of gold, but be sure you have more gold than platinum. A Silver Eagle this morning is 36.91. Look at these eagles run. That is over at Summit Metals. Best price for 1 I can find in a quantity of 20. Pinehurst continues to come through at 35.91, with silver at what is silver? 32.50. Well, that's a great price on silver. I mean, you really can't be you can't be mad at silver. In the range here from 30 to 35. Nothing wrong with that. And 32.50, 33, 34, 35. This is $3.90 over spot for 20, and then it gets cheaper as you buy more. These are backdate BU Silver Eagles, and you could buy that today unless we can find it cheaper on eBay. Let's keep going here. My green light is on, and of course I'd be buying silver over gold right here for those of you that are buying today. Nothing wrong with 32.50, but you could have had it My price predictions were pretty good. I said if we had a significant sell off in the market, which we did, we moved into crash mode there for a couple days. I was predicting 30 on silver and 2,900 on gold. I think we got to about 2,950 or a little higher on gold at the bottom, and we got in the high 28s on silver for a minute, and then 2,950 or so. So I was a little high on silver and a little low on gold. But here we are. We are moving up. Hopefully, you were buying that dip and you weren't scared out of the market by random YouTube videos and random predictions that always seem to come up when there are extreme moves. Extreme moves in the gold market, you'll see more buy videos. Extreme moves down in the silver market, you'll see more extreme sell videos. No matter who you like best on YouTube, just watch the prices, guys. Ignore the rhetoric. And, nobody is smart enough to know where these prices are really heading. But I guarantee YouTube will not help you determine where the prices are heading. The only thing that helps you determine that, are the statistics that I present every day. The 10-year, the US dollar, the GSR, and the prices. The prices help you determine when to buy. Nothing else, okay? If you want to be a stacker, you got to take your emotion out of it and stop following talking heads and Debbie Downers. Okay, let's keep going here. Silver Maple this morning can be had for $34.99 at silver.com. This is a subsidiary of one of the big dealers, and this is probably where they're selling their cheap maples. Over on the major website, they're charging more. If you're loyal to one silver retailer, you're making a mistake, okay? A BU Canadian Maple 2025 is going to be exactly that. Don't go to your favorite dealer and pay more, pay less. And I don't shop at silver.com very much, but that's where the maples are cheaper this morning. Okay, let's keep going. A silver kangaroo, 35.67. Actually, these are all going to be in the 35s. The Britannias, the Krugerrands, the Philharmonics, etc. But not the Libertad. Libertads are now nearly 40 bucks. We could have had those for 37 a few days ago, and that I hear is actually around because it doesn't have a denomination on it. 1 ounce is 1 ounce. Some people say it's a coin. A lot of people say it's a round, so that would be a choice as well, but a very expensive choice that has a lot of upside potential. Okay, that's Libertads. Let's get off of those. Okay, and here you can find the Star Privy Eagle and the Eagle Privy Eagle if you're doing that. Over on Costco, I sent an alert yesterday if you're subscribed to the website. And of course, you can follow along on the website while I do these videos if you want to try to grab something quick like a bunny. But we have Costco. We've got new stuff coming up, guys. And the silver bar is out of stock, but it's too expensive at 36 an ounce. But we have a Pamp bar at $32.99. We have another Pamp bar, kind of a pretty one here. Ooh, the Bald Eagle bar. Very pretty. It's an ounce of gold. It's going to be authentic coming from Costco. And $32.99. Now here, you're going to want the Executive Club membership, which is 2% back. And you're going to want a good rebate credit card. You got a 2% rebate credit card here. PayPal won't work, okay? I have a 2.5% rebate credit card, actually. The Alliant Credit Union. I have a 2% rebate credit card. The Wells Fargo credit card. I have a 1.5%, which I love, my Capital One card. And I have American Express, which Costco does not take. American Express, Clear Blue Cash, is 3%. Links on my website to most of those. So here, I could get 4.5% off this morning, but the average person doesn't have better than a 2% credit card rebate. So you would get 4% off, and you would be under 3,200. Be well under melt on this gold bar right here at Costco. Limit has been reduced to 2. Okay, this Costco stuff is going away soon, in my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but these great schisms in the market, the Costcos, the Walmarts, the one-off deals, they come and they go, and then you got to start hunting again. You can still get gold under spot at Costco, okay, and they won't charge you sales tax when they shouldn't, as far as I know. They never have me. Okay, and remember these little gram bars I've been telling you I like? We could have had at $96 an ounce if you bought the 25 gram pack. Now they're selling for 125 or so. Could have made 25% on your purchases there, as little as maybe 3 months ago. That's why we watch this stuff. Let's keep going here, and hopefully, the new guys are learning something. You can learn a lot in the chat room, link at the top of my website. And this is how you do it, okay? I've been stacking for a while, and this is how we do it. Just look at the best prices. Okay, 23.7 times face for junk. Junk, a good alternative to the American Silver Eagle, in my opinion. And 22.7 times face is going to be let me do that one more time. 23.7. 23.7 times face. Use my cheat sheet here. 23.7 will put you at about 33.30. That'd put you at about 80 cents over melt. Okay, so not a bad price on junk, and if you get some beautiful half dollars, even better. Mercs are going to be pricier. The 20 round deal at spot is not up, but I'm going to leave that in my listing. In a quantity of 20, Pinehurst comes through again at 33.61, about $1 over spot for beautiful, beautiful Sunshine Mint buffaloes. Yeah, if you stack buffaloes, you stack a certain kind of buffalo? Interesting. Okay, anything else? Anything up at Scottsdale? Let's see what their sales are today. And Chunky Bar, $3.49. Stackable Lion, 36 an ounce. The Cowboy rounds here are 36. You can get them cheaper on eBay. The buttons are about 35 an ounce. Those are not bad. And the big old stackers, what's a 100-ounce stacker going for? 34.33 on the 100-ounce stacker. People love those because, man, you can fill your safe with those like a champ. And right on, man, 100 ounces. You could get, oh boy, even in a small safe, I bet you get 5,000 ounces pretty easy if you stack those. And when silver runs, the big bars are going to be very marketable, okay? So the lowest premium, you could consider big bars right here if you have a big budget. I like this old retro bar, 3409, and that would just be something fun. Boy, when that thing tones up a little bit, that'll be pretty. That is a remake, or they have been making that for quite a while. All right, you know I love Port Silver. How about a kilo? A kilo can be had today at bullion exchanges for 1,071. And the kilo coin deal can be had for 1,107 now. If you got that closer to $1,000, you did really good on these. If the coin was not scratched, you did very, very good. And if you got something you didn't like, I'm sorry, it is kind of a pig and a poke there. All right, that's SD Bullion, second quality bullion, their middle name. All right, let's keep going here. The Pocket Pinger is a good tool for you guys. On eBay, where we're going to try and find better prices, let's look at a small lot of Silver Eagles. My very favorite coin to stack right here. You cannot find the off-quality Silver Eagles anymore. You guys bought those all up. Congratulations to the people that snagged those at a great price. Here are, I'm going to call these circulated, and let's see what these are here. $7.25 with shipping, and almost perfect. That means it is a Frankenstein tube of 1987. Oh, it's 1987s. Well, look at that. Well, I got to give you a little more credit. Very low feedback, positive feedback, but very low transactions. I would not buy from this person. But if this were a real deal, I could not think of anything more beautiful than 1987 Silver Eagles in pretty good shape. But you don't want that. At least if you do, you're taking a chance on a low feedback seller. Not a low feedback, a low volume seller. Okay, here we've got a good seller, good feedback, free shipping, last one, 2016, Type 1 Silver Eagles in the tube. They are BU, and that would be, oh, he'll take a best offer as well. So let's see, let's just speculate. You get these for $700 by making a best offer. And that would be 35 a coin, and then it'd be about 34 out the door for Silver Eagles. Everybody should take a shot at this listing right here. I wish he was showing the coins, but that looks like very buyable on the Silver Eagle front for you smaller stackers. If you are into the big, oh look, he's got others. Oh look, this one's $730 for the 2012s. It's just a guy dumping his silver. Rand B Card Kings. Well, maybe he needs cash. Maybe he's losing money on his trading cards. I don't know. You can make him an offer on all of these all at once. maybe you pick them all up. I like that, and their back dates. They're some of the older years can go for higher money in the secondary market. Not at the coin shop; they won't pay you any more there. Well, that's very interesting. You can get like 3, 4 tubes from that dude. Make him an offer of $700 for each one. See what he comes back at. That's a nice deal right there. How about a big lot? Can we beat $35? No, 36.57 for BU Eagles from Good Seller Bullion.com. So that'd be about 35.57. The small tubes are going to be cheaper than the big tubes. But nonetheless, you can get a bunch of these, get them out the door at 35.50, about $3 over spot if you have that 3% rebate credit card. Links on my website for those. All right. Well, hey, that's not so bad. We're doing good on Eagles. I don't even want to check the Maples because I want Eagles. Want lots and lots of Eagles. And I had them in my cart. I had Eagles. They were very close to $30. I don't know if it was 31 or 32. And I read a bunch of comments in the chat room, and I watched a bunch of videos, and even I get talked out of making smart purchases by listening to the rhetoric from friends and fellow stackers. And what a mistake. Could have had Eagles for 31, 32, something like that. They are going to run, guys. The U.S. Mint is falling apart. They're going to reduce production. They're going to curtail the primary dealers. And they've already done that with gold buffaloes. I'm telling you, silver eagles are going to run. First, we're going to get a move back to 35, 34, 35, bounce around in there for a while. Maybe we'll push over, maybe we won't. Then U.S. Mint is going to go into allocation mode. The dealers won't be able to get them. They're going to raise their premiums. Secondary market is going to increase, and we'll be in silver FOMO. This is what I think is going to happen. Don't hold me to it. It's not financial advice, but I've seen it so many times that this stuff with a good, healthy, bullish silver market here, and the U.S. Mint falling apart and hurting the stackers, they create the FOMO. That is square one. That is, what do they call that in a pandemic? That is victim one or something. Watch the U.S. Mint. Watch the production at the U.S. Mint. Where the heck did I put that? So I'm not even going to check the Maples, Silk, Kangaroos, Krugerrands, etc. You just got to buy Eagles this morning. But where do I have the mintage on the silver Eagles? I guess up here. Let's see if they've added to their mintage figures. Give me a second here. It might be worth your time. That Roth conversion tip, I'm telling you, it could change your life. And U.S. Mint. Oh, good, I have it here. Okay, when you get into the U.S. Mint, and keep in mind those superhero coins are coming out pretty soon. We're going to be watching those. But if you want to check out bullion mintages, you click the eagle right here. What the hell? Come on. It's a horrible website. Let's see. And then you go to American Eagle, and then we're going to do sales by month for the current year. Let's see if they've updated this. No, but look at Eagle production. 3.5 million. They always make a lot at the beginning of the year. Everybody wants their brand new Silver Eagle. And then 928 and then 509. That's what's happening with Silver Eagle production. And if you want to look at something like gold, 1 ounce gold was 39,000, then went to 11, then went to 9. Aren't making any quarter ounce gold coins. Look at just a dramatic reduction in gold and silver. I don't know what's happening at the U.S. Mint, but I do think they're falling apart. Let me get back on track here. All right, let's check out junk in the trunk this morning. And here we go. We can get $10 face for 23.2. Yeah, you take 75 cents off, you'd be at about 22.7. No, 22.5. That's a good price. You're going to charge for shipping? Oh, $7 shipping. He's only got one of these, but dimes I like. He's a good seller with fair feedback. So 23, no, it's more like 24 with shipping. 23.25 out the door for junk if you have a 3% rebate credit card. Here are some Kennedy halves. There's some walkers. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at a big old large lot of junk. Let's see how cheap we can get that. Got to pass up the slicks and the holes and the no dates. And here we go, 24 times face, 23.25 for a bag of dimes, 23.25. Back up at the top, you can check the cheat sheet. 23.25 is going to be, one second, come on, is going to be 23.25 out the door, is going to be about 32.50. Yeah, about 32.50 melt, about $1 over spot for junk on eBay this morning. Okay, let's keep going. That was junk. And moving on, we'll move too fast. Let's see, what else is here that you may want from eBay? Oh, there's gold. Oh, let's see. Now, I often kind of skip over stuff when I do that. Let's move on to the cheapest kilo. Well, now, let's check out the 5-ounce Libertats. They are going for not 5 ones, 1.5. 220, good price there, considering we bought at 180, 185. 215. Nice profits on the 5-ounce libs so far, and the 1-ounce libs as well. Okay, let's go on to the cheapest kilo. Cheapest kilo, 1103, 30 bucks off would put you at about 1070 on a kilo if you want to do the melt on that. 1070 out the door with the 3% credit card rebate, divided by 32.15 is 33.28, 75 cents over spot for a kilo this morning after 3% rebate. And the vintage bar of the day is the W&M Weschel Manufacturing Bar, a nice old odd weight bar, $4.50 on this one. All right, very nice. Let's keep going here. And Kilo Kook, 11.40. Is that a real deal? Nope, that is out of stock. 11.68. Is that a real deal? Yes, it is. 2025 brand spanking new. 11.68, about 11.30 out the door on a Kilo Kook if you like those. Let's keep going here. And, oh, I almost skipped 1-ounce rounds. Let's see, 1-ounce rounds and Germania Mint. That's a round that you could buy as well, high premium round. Stackers, 34 an ounce, 33 out the door for stackable Morgans, 50 cents over spot right there. And let's see, 34.20, 33.20 out the door for a small lot. The Cowboys are going for 35 and change. 34 and change out the door for the Cowboy round. That's where I would pick those up. That is another round that you could stack if you were ambivalent about that. Okay, and let's go on to 100-ounce bar. If you're melting that in the Devil Forge, have fun. And let's see. Oh, don't melt this. 33.50, best offer, good seller, fair feedback. 33.70 with shipping. He will take a best offer. You could probably get the single hard bar, and that looks like the exact bar. Boy, I could clean that up so fast it would make your head spin. There's pretty toning, and then there's ugly toning, and then there's just dirt. This could have been buried in the backyard. Don't you wish you had about 10 of those buried in the backyard when silver was 14? I was buying silver at 14, and someday you'll say I was buying silver at 32. All right, but can you give it a decade? Yeah, if you want it to happen in a month, it could. Want it to happen in a year, it could. Want it to happen in 10 years, it will. All right, and that's just what I'm talking about. Okay, why am I going down memory lane? I don't know, but a lot of you have been with me for a long, long time, and you know that you just got to keep buying. And if you buy the dips, even better. All right, 33.50, make him an offer of 3,300. You get it out the door at 3,200. You be 50 cents under spot on an Engelhard bar. You dump that in a solution of tin foil and baking soda and very hot water, and watch that bar sparkle. I should buy that myself. Oh, tempting. It would have been more tempting the other day when silver was 29. Ugh. Okay, that's how it goes when you don't buy the dip, huh? Okay, let's keep going too. If anybody's buying gold today, I don't know anybody who's buying gold, but some of you are. 119 for a gram. That'd be about 115 out the door. And let's do a random 1/10. Yeah, it's just with spot rising like it is. Today it's going to be 342. He'll take a best offer. Small seller, no, I think I'd skip the small seller there. And 345 for an eagle. Good seller, marginal feedback. Looks like we got some kind of copper spots or rust spots. Wow, that is just really ugly. Nah, let's skip these. Let's go on to something bigger. Random quarter ounce gold. Random quarter ounce gold this morning. Went too far, too fast. Okay, let's see. New Wave Phoenix, proof-like. It looks like a real coin from JM Bullion. Okay, out of stock. It's a tickler. Too good to be true. Here's a maple at 850. Good seller, good feedback, free shipping, and 850 for a quarter ounce maple, and then you'd be out the door at about 825. Compare the prices at the dealers, and you'll see why we do this. Let's do a quarter ounce gold eagle. Quarter ounce gold eagle as cheap as that's a one. Oh, that's right. Okay. What kind of slab is that? U.S. Mint Director Signature Series. What kind of slab is that? That's a homegrown slab. I don't know. I don't recommend. I don't. Oh, it says PCGS. That's a PCGS slab. Okay, there's an example of something you should never buy, something random with a signature on it and pay too much for it. Here's what it's worth. $875 is what he's charging. You'll get it out the door at $850. $850 on a quarter ounce eagle in a ugly beat up slab. $850 compared to quarter ounce eagle on the big dealers. Best price at the big dealers is $850 compared to $869. Okay, so you're gonna save $20. You're gonna get you're gonna take this booby prize off this guy's hands. You're gonna take it out of that ugly slab as soon as you can, and you will have a beautiful backdate gold eagle. That's how you do it. Are you willing to get out the hacksaw and pull that thing open, or put it in the vise and crack it open? There are lots of videos on how to crack a slab. Just be sure you put a blanket under the device, because it may pop out of there. But there's a way to save $20 on a, oh, where am I? On a quarter ounce gold eagle. Let's get back to eBay. The bigger the gold, the bigger the savings. Let's move on to, I don't know, let's do a 1 ounce gold eagle. And those are 31.43. That's not real. Let's see, 33.65. Good seller, good feedback, free shipping, and here it is, $33.65. 3% off would get you out the door at $32.65 on that one. $32.65 compared to what they're charging at the best price on the big dealers, $32.65 compared to $33.41. Okay, if you're going to buy gold, guys, buy it on eBay. If you don't have a 3% rebate credit card, really consider getting one. Link's on my website. I don't really need to show you any more gold. Just get on to my eBay section here, not there, right here, silver and then gold, and click the links. I do appreciate that, because that is how this website keeps funded, with the eBay links. And pick up some gold for well under market. Even if gold drops $100 tomorrow, you'll still have a good deal on that. So there you go. All right, and here's my eBay store. If you want to shop there, I would appreciate that. Here's some of the bars I pour, and channel members are always entitled to up to 5 ounces at $2.50 over spot, plus $5 shipping. If you want to pick up one of the 4 bars that I'm currently pouring, all old school, hand poured, torch and crucible poured, and that's my line, 15-1 Silverworks. Why 15-1 Silverworks? Where is that bar? Where is that beautiful bar? There it is, right there. Because it's in the the articles to the Constitution, right? Okay, 15-1, man. Will it ever be 15-1 again? No, no. Will it ever be 1-1? No, no. Will it be 50-1? Maybe. Okay, 60-1, 70-1, anything less than 100-1. It comes out of the ground. at much lower ratios. The good quality silver is mined first, and then they're left with the less quality. The cost of production is going to go up. We're in short supply. So 15 to 1 in the Constitution, that worked for a while, and then they found silver in California and too much of it, and then they mispriced it, and then anyway, they took silver out of the bimetal standard, and silver was relegated to an industrial metal, and has hints of monetary metal. So I'm not saying it'll go back to 15 to 1, but I don't think it'll stay at 100 to 1. It's literally impossible, in my opinion, unless all the silver that they're mining today. And keep in mind, we have embargoes up, against China. We have tensions with Canada and Mexico, where most of our silver comes from. You could see we have been blessed in our country with very cheap silver, and other countries have been harmed by the higher dollar. Okay, other countries' currencies continually dropping. The dollar has been stronger, as much as 115 at one point. So they don't have the opportunity to buy silver like we've had, but we've had an abundance of silver in the retail market, and that could be coming to an end. So you want to see the ratio get to 50 to 1. Could absolutely happen due to blunders in foreign trade. That's another reason you may want to be buying now. Why did I go down that rabbit hole? I have no clue. Here's a precious metals verifier. It's the old school one. It's the cheap one. Sometimes this listing is out, sometimes it's in. Pop that in your cart and he'll send you a discount, and that's all you need. You don't need the fancy one, in my opinion. Okay, here we go. There's a food saver. If you're going to go bury your silver in the backyard, you want to vacuum seal those. Matter of fact, double vacuum seal them. And you put the silver right in those the new PBA-free bags, and you'll be just fine. 100-ounce bars and a vacuum sealer. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. Okay, let's see. Refine your bars with the Devil Forge. Very cheap to do it that way. There's the Amex card I recommend. There's the PayPal card I recommend. There's the Quicksilver card I recommend. All good cards. Here's the former picks of the day, and I'm not going to go back through them unless the Square collector is back up. Completer coin. They also call it the collector coin. I think that'll pop back up. Maybe when silver gets back to 35, they'll re-release that. The Odin bars, hopefully they go out of stock soon. Okay, let's keep going here and see if there's anything else we want to talk about. The 3 coin shops on YouTube I recommend: Vermilion Enterprises, Minot Coin and Bullion, Coin Huskers, and check all their latest videos and buy and sell prices. And Vermilion's worried about gold being worth a lot, catastrophically less on Monday. So I don't know if that impacts your work, but like I say, turn off the talking heads. If you're looking to buy something, you buy it when you want to buy it, not when somebody tells you to or not to. Okay, Bolden is a sponsor of this website, and I'm going to give you a tip right here. Bolden, newretirement.com, is a financial planning software package. And, it's for planning your retirement. It's also for planning your immediate, midterm, long-term future. Very powerful software for about $100 a year. And I'm a paid member of this, and this is how I knew I could retire. I ran the numbers. The numbers looked good. As long as I can pull 5% from the fixed income market, it's good. It's good for me, and that's why I'm retired. And thank God, man, don't work forever. But anyway, I'm going to give you another tip here. This is a life hack, and you guys seem to like those. So here we go with something that those of you with no money might take advantage of. Okay, now for those of you that are broke and you want to stack, now the best kind of stacking is stacking with found money. Maybe that's an income tax return. Maybe that's your old Aunt Sally died and left you some money. Maybe you sold, maybe you sold an old car. Anyway, you've got found money, right? What to do? Well, this is found money, and I recommend that anybody that has time on their hands, instead of watching all those videos on YouTube or even watching me, get into prolific.com, okay? And I've highlighted them before. Now, this is a website that will pay you to take surveys. And I am a member of this, and I can generate between $5,000 and $6,000 a year by dedicating an hour or two a day to answering surveys. They don't pay me anything for this. I'm just telling you guys because I like you. And those of you that are struggling and want to stack, this is a way to, they pay very well. They also screen very well, and there's a good chance you won't get in. But over here where it says, get paid to participate, you click this, okay, and they're going to tell you how to sign up and how to start earning. And just to warn you in advance, they're kind of probing on their information. They're going to want to know a lot about you, need a driver's license, etc. But once you get in, if you get invited in, you will be able to answer surveys and make a pretty fair amount of money. Again, for those of you without full-time work and you're sitting around watching too many YouTube videos, do Prolific.com. That is my advice to you. It will pay off, and that's found money. They'll put it right in your PayPal account. I think that's where they put it. And you can withdraw it, almost any time. Really, really powerful extra income side gig, Prolific.com. And if you don't know shit about the world and you don't know anything about politics, you don't know anything about human relations, it's not for you. Okay, like if you weren't paying attention, in school, they want smart people because these are research institutes that they're doing scientific studies, and they want to get your opinions on stuff. If you're somebody that has no opinion, or you think you can just blast through it and answer any answer in the world, you can't do that. It won't work. Don't even bother. But if you have gained some experience, knowledge in your life, and you don't know what to do with it, and you want to give your opinion to the think tanks all around the world, it is a very powerful little website and very professionally run. And like I said, you want to do $5,000-6,000 a year, dedicate a little time to Prolific.com. And most of you probably won't get in, but some of you will. And it's somewhat random. I think they prefer middle-aged to older people than to 20-year-olds, for example. It's not a video game, nothing like that. This isn't get paid to play Star Wars or something. This is serious research. And anyway, that's my tip to you guys that are broker than broke, and take that money and get yourself a Silver Eagle with it, and then another one, then another one, then another one. Like I said, 5,000-6,000 a year is not hard to do on Prolific if you have the time to dedicate to it. Thank you very much for the cups of coffee. Latest cup of coffee by Frank, and thank you, Frank. I'd be happy to answer your questions, and you don't need to pay me for that. I will channel members and non-channel members. You can always ask me anything you want. I read every single comment. You can excuse me, you can reach me at losinglouis@yahoo.com, and I don't mind helping you guys out. I enjoy it. You can also join my membership channel, and the link right here is the join button at the bottom of this video. It's $4.99 a month, and you'll get some added perks when you do that. And love seeing you guys there. Thank you very much, channel members. Other stuff on Amazon you may want, and other crazy spot deals. And ever wonder what's in the chat room? Okay, they're talking a lot about Vermillion's latest video, Panic in the Gold Market. He doesn't want to get stuck with the goose egg. I can't blame him for that, but it's creating a bit of havoc, I think, in the market here. And yeah, he's a very pessimistic guy, right? Okay, so there you go. You do what you want, but the video that I would watch is this one. Let me see if I can find it for you. A great video. This is Mineko, and he's not everybody's cup of tea, but let's see if we can find Mineko. Very good interview with his friend Clive from the UK. Dollar, yeah, this one here. Dollar in meltdown mode as gold surges to new high. Now he's a perma bull and kind of like me, but I think there's very good commentary in here about what's happening in the market. So I would watch that one. Dollar in meltdown mode as gold surges to new highs. So like I said, he's a perma bull, but Clive I find very interesting. I really like him. Okay, I'm going to knock it off there. I think I have punished you enough today. And thank you. If you think about it, give me a thumbs up. Only about 1 in 10 people do. Subscribe if you want to see this every day. and join the membership channel if you want to support the channel any way you can, and I'll keep bringing you the deals. You guys have a great Saturday, and look forward to see what happens next week. Woo!